So let's look at AND probabilities. Our basic idea with our AND probabilities is the probability of event A and event B happening is to multiply their probabilities together. Now this is of course assuming that there is no overlap and things like that, but for the first cases we're going to look at, that's going to be a safe assumption to make. So in this particular problem, we have an 8-sided fair die. So this is a die that has 8 different numbers on it, the numbers 1 through 8. And we've got this 12-sided fair die, so it's got the numbers 1 through 12 on them. And we want to know what's the probability of getting an 8 on the first die and an even number on the second die. So we want to look at those events, find the probability of each individual event, and then multiply them together. That's our game plan. So our A in this case is the probability of getting an 8 on the 8-sided die, and our B is the probability of getting the even number on the 12-sided die. So if we look at these probabilities, we can go back to our idea of probabilities being good divided by total. So in order to roll an 8 on an 8-sided die, there's only one way for that to happen, and that's to roll the 8. But there's 8 possible outcomes. So there's a 1 in 8 probability of rolling an 8 on an 8-sided die. But if we're rolling a 12-sided die, the probability of getting an even number, well, you can look at this in a couple ways. You could count up all the even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and there's 6 of them. So you could think about it as 6 over 12. Or you could look at it in a much simpler way and say, well, there's an equal probability of getting an even number or an odd number. And so the probability of getting an even number is 1 in 2. So if I multiply these numbers together, 1 times 1 is 1, 8 times 2 is 16. So there's a 1 in 16 probability of this happening, of getting an 8 on the 8-sided die and an even number on the 12-sided die. As another example of an AND, I want to show you one that's not necessarily written with the word AND in it, but it's really what's meant. So this one says a fair coin is tossed 4 times. Compute the probability of tossing 4 tails in a row. So it's not written with an AND in it, but we can identify that it's an AND because this is basically saying what's the probability of a tail and a tail and a tail and a tail. And so we could look at this and say, well, that would be the probability of getting a tail times the probability of getting a tail times the probability of getting a tail times the probability of getting a tail, since it's really an AND. But really, this is just the probability of getting a tail raised to the 4th power, because we're multiplying by itself 4 times. And we know with a fair coin, the probability of either a head or a tail is 1/2. And so we can see that this probability, if we raise 1 to the 4th power, is 1, 2 to the 4th power is 16. So this probability is also 1 in 16.